look at that. The transition did me dirty. Unmuted everyone else, but not. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that. Shame, 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 shame.
Wow.
Hmm.
The one
Alas.
night that you just don't look at it.
That's it. Such is life.
Drylena says everything makes sense now.
Awesome. There seems to be some soft, dining music playing, gentle piano trills, just kind of in a ubiquitous fashion around the room. It's not really emanating from anywhere in particular, and that's just our I'll link in those there. Little fireplace off to the side. Yes, please. You all look rather weary. Yes, dude. Oh, hello. Looks over. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know if you're here, Chris, or not yet. Here in spirit, but not ready to.
Yeah, he's here in spirit. He
Okay.
said he'd be here in about 5 minutes.
Gotcha. Okay, he'll kind of greet Grundy as a new person. Ooh, please do tell. Would you like to hear our news first, or would you regale us with your tales of brought you to the state that you're in? Grounded all of you.
Maybe you go first.
Ours is long.
Oh.
And it's probably not as exciting as yours. And it's pretty. So yeah, maybe we just start with yours first.
Understood.
Yeah.
Well, first, and I feel like Diana, I'm not going to roleplay it all out, but Diana and Doran kind of jump back and forth, like both really excited and kind of talking over one another, but I don't want to, like, murder your ears jumping back and forth. But I'll try. Well, while working on the second basement floor, the archway there, we discovered something interesting. It would appear that some of the writing identifies what the purpose of the door is, and not just that. They each seem to have some form of identification. Some are not alight with runes, but as we read along, we found other places on the second basement floor where it speaks of the other doorways. We found the second basement floor. Diana. Oh, the second basement floor. So, it's a prison. The prison here.
How exciting.
Yeah.
Wait, so, I mean, is there anything in the prison, or?
Oh, we can't get in. But that's what it says on the archway. We figured we'd stop pursuing, like, how to navigate that until we talked to all of you. Because we didn't, hopefully it's just empty and it's there, for utility, I guess. But if there's anything nasty in there, we didn't want to go barge in. I mean, basic, archaeology for long living, I guess.
If there's anybody sitting next to Ashavar, she would like kind of lightly elbow them and whisper, "It would have taken me an entire elf lifetime to translate that."
Yes, Diana. It's rather interesting. We're really keen on figuring out what this entire structure is for. Clearly, there's much at play here. In fact, the fourth basement floor speaks repeatedly. I believe I've heard you mention this. It's related to the world's end. It seems to refer to it as a place and a time, as well as an event, from what we've deciphered.
Like it's everything at once, or it could be a number of those things.
It's tough to tell. As far as we've gotten, it seems to be it's all of those things. But typically, once you dig into these things, you find the context for each. So we're hoping to get some answers there for you. But for now, it seems to be something of great significance, at least.
Wait. So you said that was on a different floor?
Yes. Well, out of the 7 basement floors, that was on the 4th. If you travel down from here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the very bottom. And
you
then,
think that we can get in?
I've not found a way to enter yet, no. Discovered some other means on the other archway there, and we've sort of been... Once we learned that these identify what's behind the doors, we thought it best to focus our efforts on that, identifying each before pursuing how to enter. I know it's been some months, but it's proven rather difficult to translate, even with the guides and keys you've supplied us with. Do appreciate.
That's some good work.
The fact that you're making progress at all is great.
Thank you. But that's not it. There's more. Yeah. So we've been really hard at the 6th basement floor seems to be... Doran and I disagree a little bit on this, but I feel that it's a place. It has something to do with the Book of Enoch. So far, I feel that it has to do with a place to house them. And Doran is just not biting on that. I think it's a secure location to store them so that only those with access can, access it. Them, the different chapters. But Doran says there's enough to go.
Doran, do you have another working theory?
Don't yet, no. But while Diana's very thorough in her work, I tend to base things a little more on fact. I need a little more information before I would make such a claim myself. There's some indicators that it could simply be a storage area, but I would like to see several more that point to that before mentioning it.
Well, I mean, we could test it.
Oh.
We do happen to have one of the books of Enoch.
It looks over at you, Breelith.
Yes.
Incredible, yes. What an archaeological find.
Actually, and Cassius will kind of like pull it out. It's right here. He's been holding on to it like while he's building the safe on the ship.
Okay, nice. May I? And Diana's like frothing at the mouth. Dorian too, like maybe take a look while that would be all right.
What do you guys think? And Cassius will turn around to the rest of the crew. I mean, they're already like working on stuff, but
I think it's important to have trust and faith in our friends, and they'll be able to handle it and maybe find out some things that we couldn't find out ourselves.
I mean, they seem to be making decent progress too.
Relith is watching Doran very closely with the book.
Okay. Oh, thank you. Takes the book, but is unable to open it, even though it looks like a book that should just open. And Diana's, well, let me try. Maybe there's this trick to it. Kind of looks through, but neither of them are able to open it.
Oh, and then Zia will be like, "Oh, that's, I think, part of the problem," and she'll grab it and attempt to slowly open it. And is she able to open it?
I'm trying to think as to the success you had in that
I can roll for it too.
room. Well, it requires the blood of a celestial, which you do know. But I think that you don't need to actually... I feel like you would, knowing that and having it coursing through your veins, you can feel that it lights up. The book begins to light. The pages have like flat shafts of light coming out. But it does seem to require something more tangible as far as blood of celestial to open up.
Okay. Z would be like, just 1 second. And she's like, this may or may not work. And she'll go quickly grab a knife, kind of cut her finger a little bit, and see if that might work.
Okay. Yeah. It was kind of gets sucked into the first couple of pages of the book, and the front cover opens up. Is anyone else looking in this book as Zia opens it up?
Brilith is definitely, if she can, looking. I mean, I think Zia sat beside her. So
Yeah,
Yes.
Cassius is definitely looking over as well.
Yeah, I would not be
Into it.
hiding. I'm not hiding this from anybody. Hopefully
Okay.
everybody can see. Turn it around a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna look over your shoulder.
Okay. Ashavar? No, you're not.
Nope, she's not terribly interested in books.
Okay. Can I have Breelith, Cassius, and Grundy make a Constitution saving throw as a blinding light emanates from the book as it's open? See, it looks normal to you.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
any sort of radiant energy is just gonna be like,
Oh, I rolled a 22 on my Constitution saving throw.
oh my god.
Nice.
Wow.
Grundy, how about you?
17.
Beautiful. And Breelith?
no, 7.
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
You're blinded for 1 minute. It's nothing terrible. But you won't be able to see. Everything's just blown out whiteness in your eyes. But the rest of you kind of like Cassius and Grundy, you're like, oh, able to push it out, and like it's like you glimpsed at the sun briefly. So you've got that like book imprint wherever you look. But
I see words.
Zia, you're the only one that's able to see anything legible, and it's your blood itself that has become the ink on the first page here that you see. Wasn't, with a cut of the finger, it just seemed to fill up that first page, and it also seems to be in a relatively ancient celestial, but if you wanted to do, a quick investigation check, we can see if you glean anything from it.
Yeah, I think there would definitely be the investigation, and then after that, she would probably ask Breelith. First of all, if Breelith is okay, and then second of all, if she could borrow the sketchbook to try to copy after the investigation check. But yeah,
Yeah.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay.
And we got a 28.
Oh, nice. This book opens up directly into a lineage, like so-and-so begot so-and-so, Enoch begot yada yada. That's it. That's the whole first page.
Very
Great.
biblical.
Celestial Leviticus.
Yeah.
I
But
love to see
It
it.
Exactly.
only takes up about 2/3 of the page. It's pretty small print. At the very bottom is a name that begot, and it has your name and your sister's names.
Okay. Can I read the name that is the begot, or
Do you already have a name for your dad, or is that for me? Because
I don't. I know he's a solar for sure.
okay, then I will get that to you and do justice to it.
Okay. Well, we'll talk.
Okay, perfect.
Because I might have had something in notes
Okay,
back a while ago.
gotcha. It is your father's name. You are in direct lineage to Enoch, which is apparently a very important angel from a very long time ago. Said to
is
be
a lot.
said to be the first.
The first angel.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that kind of makes sense. I guess all angels would be descended from. Oh my God, Steph. This is a book. I love it.
Nice.
Sorry, I'm so distracted because like Zia would probably just kind of be overcome with emotion, but almost frozen, because ever since she first came up to Cassius, I mean, way before that, she's been like trying to figure out who her dad was, but from a place that was very, I'm gonna take revenge. And since then, she's learned so much more about herself, her own history, and is now just like kind of wanting to meet him in a neutral way and kind of just like learn more about her family. And it's kind of conflicting because her earliest memories of her mother are good memories, but now she's seen through flashbacks that her mother was not that person, and so she's kind of questioning, are those false memories or what? And you know, I feel like her dad would probably have some of those answers. So you probably just kind of see like a tear or two, and she turns to Cassius and is like, I think we finally found something about my dad.
Really? What is it? Why are you crying? What is it? What does it say?
It's just it's been a really long time. It's been a really long time, and now I'm a little bit closer, and I haven't been a little bit closer in a long, like several years. And she'll turn to Breelith, I'm so sorry, can I borrow your sketchbook? And also like
So,
looking
like,
and seeing
Blinking, like,
oh my God, are you okay?
yeah, I'm fine. And she'll hand her sketchbook, like rubbing her eyes.
Okay. And she'll quickly try as best as possible. Like, Breelith, I'm so sorry, I'm not as good at you at writing, but I'll try my best. And she'll try to copy down the tree.
Okay, sounds good.
And she'll try to copy it to the best of her ability, probably making a few grammatical mistakes here and there.
Cassius will be like over Zia's shoulder, like correcting the grammatical mistakes. Like, no, that goes there. No, you gotta put that right there.
Thank you.
No, that's backwards.
Right, of course.
Nice.
Nice. All right, so you, Zia, are the one you're trying to make a copy. You're writing it down.
Yeah.
Okay. You begin to write, and as you do, it fades behind you. Whichever utensil you use, it seems to be something not to be written.
Oh. And so, okay, Cassius, you're probably gonna catch this before I do. Because I'm just so focused.
If Zia just keeps going, he's gonna be like, hey, the words are, if you look back, they're not.
I'm so sorry. I must have forgotten to copy that part. Okay, and then Zia will.
The words are disappearing, Zia. they're not showing up.
What? That's impossible. Like,
yeah.
What do you mean it's not showing up?
Try to write a piece of what you saw one more time.
Oh, okay. And she'll find like a portion in like one of the paragraphs after that's just like and then she'll write the
stays.
That stays. Yeah, Cassius, you're being ridiculous. Like, it's totally fine. What are you talking about?
Write more.
And she'll continue to write them.
Anything that contains like the names and stuff, or that part disappears. The sentence particles seem to stay.
Okay. Okay. So you've just got a bunch of thes, a's, ands, ors.
Mm-hmm.
And
Can you-
begats.
I
Lots of
love that.
begats.
Can you repeat what are the blanks? What the blanks are? Like, don't write them down because that's not working. But can
Okay. So Zia's gonna go and pick a name at random from higher up in the tree, and then try to say it out loud.
Okay. I'm actually
And-
going to have you do a roll for that one because of Zia stuff. Let's see. What would be an appropriate roll for that? You can do. Man, I don't know. I don't want to do religion because that's more about like knowing religion than.
Anna?
I mean, what would be a typical like language check, or if we're thinking about pronunciation? Would that be like?
Yeah,
like
this is a little
history.
This is a little different. You can read it. You can read it without an issue. And when you say it aloud, you hear it. But as to whether or not anyone else does, I'm gonna say you can do either religion or arcana. You can choose. The DC is a little bit
Okay.
different for the two, and it's
They're both
it's a high
bad.
DC. Okay.
So it is likely that
Can
I
I-
will fail.
can I flash from genius, Zia?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So you have. Let's see. You have an additional. You can add +5 to the roll.
Oh my god!
Nice.
Wow. Okay.
Let's
thank
do our
you.
DM roll too, just in case you end up with it here.
yeah.
I'll roll a d20, and then
Oh,
I'll
no.
ask what each of you roll
Okay.
one. We'll see who's closest. Breelith, what'd you
Okay.
get?
A 3.
Okay, Zia.
A 10.
Okay, Ashavar.
8.
8, you said? Okay, sorry. Cassius?
Oh, are we just rolling a raw d20?
Yeah.
D20.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me roll. I haven't rolled one yet. I got a 17 on that.
Okay, nice. And Grundy? Or if you need a minute, go ahead.
I got a 17.
Hey,
Wow.
Nice.
Well, I just wanted to take a picture of that for Discord. I got a 10, so Zia has
Nice.
it.
Nice.
She said
Okay.
10, I was like, okay, it's meant to be. So you get...
Hey, You know, if the roll fails, the role play continues.
Mhm,
It's
mhm.
okay for some rolls to fail.
No, absolutely. I believe that's a D10 if you wanted to use it here. You don't have to. You got it the whole session.
He also had +5s, yeah.
And
Yeah,
yeah,
you have it.
I think the +5 hopefully should be fine.
Okay. Well, what'd you get with the +5?
21. Dan, you can't set these DCs high enough. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Doesn't really go. So you say it, you hear it, but for everyone else, it's sort of like a beautiful, soft angel's melody takes over, and you can't. It's no longer. Even if you speak celestial, you know, like that's kind of the tone, but this is something not understandable.
Ooh, I do not speak
I
celestial.
think that
so-
I think that light messed with my hearing too.
Oh, it's okay. And then Zia will say it again.
Nice. It's
That's really
beautiful
pretty,
to
but,
listen to.
Is this?
Does it sound like Zia is singing?
It does. Yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I didn't know this was a music book.
I didn't know you could sing.
Oh,
Oh.
you'll hear the music as well.
Oh, it's not really like singing. I mean, like it's kind of melodic, but
It
you
sounded
know.
like singing to me.
I mean, I
Yeah.
don't sing.
Yeah. I don't know what you're saying, but it does sound nice.
Oh, okay. And then, you know, Zia will kind of try like a couple other names just to make sure like the same thing is probably happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you had you know, with your investigation check from investigating the book and all this, you're starting to get the sense that this is not meant to exist in this plane or in this, you know, universe, except the one place it's intended. So when you try to do it elsewhere, it just doesn't come into existence.
Okay. So like if I were to try to vocalize it and then have Diana or Doran write it down, it would disappear as well.
Yeah, they wouldn't even be able to hear it from you. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's fair. I feel like this is gonna be a little bit of a problem. Okay. So there are a lot
How
of
about if you
pages.
Put that one before that one and see how it sounds together. Might be prettier.
Oh, and then Zia will say it and then be like, but that doesn't make grammatic, because
Yeah, but it's nice.
oh, that's fair. You've got a point. Well, so some problems. I guess I can't really tell you what it says.
I feel like we're trying. We see you making the attempts at least, but it looks like
Yeah.
it just doesn't want to come out.
I mean, it's like I knew these books were crazy powerful, but I mean, like I guess they've got their own kind of locks on them. I'm trying to think of a safe that you could put this in, Cassius, that would be more secure than the fact that it needs celestial blood to be opened, and even the amount of blood is correspondent to only like some pages. So like I would have to, and Zia would probably go through, and it was like 2 pages for like a paper cut. Like, if we were to read the whole thing right now, I would die, and then you'd have to resurrect me, and then kill me again.
Oh,
And
wow.
I don't know if Eden would be down for doing something like that, and I think we only have 1 diamond, so I don't think you could bring me back the second time.
Unless we get another one.
Yeah, I guess. And then she'll
But
probably
we're not gonna bloodlet
Right.
you like to
Yeah,
this
let's not
we
do
can't
that.
even read it. Like, yeah, no.
It kind of makes me kind of nervous with my sister going after this, because I mean she must know that as well, and since she has 2 of the books, I mean that probably means at some point she's gonna come after me or Tatiana.
Yeah, because our set isn't complete. Not if we have this one.
Yeah, but also she's probably not keen to use her own blood.
We're not gonna let her harm you.
No, sir.
I appreciate that. We should probably learn a little bit more, I think. And she'll turn to Diana and be like, I am really excited to test your, theory about the fourth level basement. But I'm also curious, and I'm not really sure how we would be able to do this, but I'd like to attempt to research more on my father. But since I can't write his name down, and you can't understand me when I'm speaking it to you,
Yes.
I'm not sure how. And like she's gonna look a little bit dejected, like she's just hit another dead end after like so long.
We'll probably jump up though at that. Right, but Breathus had reported that this place used to be your father's, yes? So, I mean, we can start there. If you can't, there must be some way to, outside of his name, with everything here. I've been wondering about a number of the rooms too. I didn't want to go looking without your permission, but maybe if we can find a way to bypass like the bedrooms. Those seem to be keyed to each person, but what if there's a way to bypass them? In the library, there must be some clues. We can set aside some of our time, give ourselves a break from the translation work, and maybe do a little pursuit of that here.
And Zia, the whole time, Zia is just so happy that other people are just like willing to help her kind of move on with this, and she like resists this urge to hug Adorning and Diana.
They're both smiling and excited to help.
It would really, really, really mean a lot to me if we could do that.
Of course. Outside of the mystery of it all, you're all quite lovely, and happy to be a part of this. Doran. Oh, I should mention the 7th basement level. It seems to be, as far as the runes say, the power source of this island either lies beyond, or the mechanisms that obscure it from discovery outside of your craft, Tempest. Again, we didn't go in or pursue how to enter. There's no simple way. We found that spoken word, I believe, on the first basement floor, where you found your wings. So we could look for that. We were just hoping to get some direction. Would you like us to find out what the other floors entail first, or that any door in particular we'd like us to just focus some of our time, or all of it, on discovering how to get inside? Again, the 2nd floor, a prison, it would seem. The 4th floor, something related to the world's end. The 6th floor, at least some indicators show that it could be a place to securely hold the books, the chapters of the Book of Enoch. And the 7th, something to do with the power source island. I believe you've already discovered the 1st and the 3rd. My other document. The 3rd being that not a treasure trove, but a place to a repository of sorts, mostly empty, except that bag. There's a bag in there. I believe Breelith had mentioned it being a bag of sending.
Have you looked at it recently?
Oh no, we haven't dared enter any of the rooms, just doing our work at the doorways.
Did you two say the 2nd door was a prison, right?
Yes, 2nd floor seems to speak of something, a prison behind it.
Zia and crew, I have a wild idea.
I like
What if we make a voyage to try and capture your sister, Zia, get her preemptively before she tries to get you? Plus, she has 2 of the books. And if we figure out how this prison works, maybe because it's linked to you, it could trap her in there. So we know what her whereabouts would be, and we would get 2 of the books potentially.
It's worth a shot. I mean, we would need to learn more about the prison, because she might be more familiar with Macaw. She might be able to get out if we don't really know the mechanisms. Plus,
yeah, but that could be one of the things that they figure out first.
Yeah, for sure.
If we're like not entirely sure like what floors we should start with.
Yeah. What do you think, Breelith?
I'm up for going with whatever the group wants to do.
I know that Liazana might be connected to the world's end as well. So it might be worth maybe putting time into that too, a little bit.
Yeah.
Seems like a thing worth preventing. Yes.
Okay. So it seems like we got 3 things. My father, the prison, figuring it out, what's going on there, and any information on the world's end. I'm sorry to put so much on your plate.
No. We can certainly focus on those things. We'll spend a little bit of time, again, searching for answers on your father, and then we'll focus on those, certainly. If anything changes, Breelith's able to contact me no matter where you are via Sending Stone. So, let us know. We're happy to do whatever we can to help clearly there's a lot at stake here, so we'll do our best.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Z, I actually have a quick question for you.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about your sister's whereabouts? Where she may or may not be?
The only time we almost ran into her was months ago, and that was where we got that demonic teddy bear.
You mean Cornelius?
I'm so sorry. Yes, that's where we got Cornelius, and that's where we met Ash. That she had made it up into that upper echelon that we were not able to get into.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was because we weren't powerful enough or if we weren't persuasive enough, but it seemed like a pretty impenetrable barrier.
Oh,
So
I was here for that one.
Yeah. I'm not really sure if she was like, being in that situation made me wonder if she's in a completely different class than we are.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. I don't have memories of having met her. Well, I didn't, and some have been reclaimed over time, and it seems like we were really close when we were little. But something changed, and I'm not really sure what.
Okay.
I don't know if we would meet her and she would try to kill me immediately, or if she would try to hug me or something. I honestly have no idea why she's collecting the books in the first place, to be quite honest. Although I think it's dangerous to get them together at all.
I got you. So that I didn't understand. I wasn't entirely sure, like, if this is something you would know, like their whereabouts. And I have to remember, family dynamics are different. I know where my brothers are all the time, but I don't know where, like, you're not knowing where your sister is. I guess it's your family dynamic, which isn't fun.
Yeah, it's hard to communicate a little bit when most of my memories are entirely questionable at any given time. And the ones that are regained are through traumatic experience. So yeah, learning that Tatiana was also my sister was obviously through an experience that quite honestly might have killed her. And so regaining those memories often comes with like a price.
I understand.
And I don't know if she might be in a similar situation as well. It's really hard to know. I'm sure there's some way that we could track or try to find her by using my blood or something as like a waypoint.
Mm-hmm.
But that might mean that she would be able to find us as well.
Right.
Oh, what about that giant eyeball thing on your 8th floor? Really disturbing.
Giant 8-ball.
It's an eyeball, like a big metal sphere with all the eyes in it.
You guys have a beholder here?
God, I hope not.
Oh no! It's not a beholder. Funny story. I thought it was a beholder, and then Sinister figured out that it definitely wasn't one. Let's go up and see it.
Yeah, I actually, come to think of it, I don't think I've seen this.
Yeah, it's really hard to like just describe, I guess.
Is it safe?
Yeah, totally. And Sia's like goes, picks up some more food on a plate, and then heads to the elevator.
Nice. Okay. Let me see if I still have this.
Barney's gonna take a long sip of tea.
Give me a super quick second to see if I have this image. Really
Oh, I'm
hope
so
I still
sorry,
have
Dan.
this. No, it's fine.
He's the one that brought it up.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I needed somebody to break because I didn't know where to go with. I don't know the answers to your questions.
I will. I've got a description, so we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Are you all heading up there currently?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brilith will
Doran-
reluctantly follow.
Okay.
Grundy is sickened but curious, and he will follow.
Okay.
Cassius is just curious.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sinister's like, oh, that's old news. We already went over that. I'm gonna get some sleep. It's morning, so he'll go get some sleep. So it's Breathless, Cassius, Sia, Grundy, Ashvar head up to the 9th floor, almost the top floor. There's that top floor that you've been to before, but you go up to the 9th floor, and bing, it opens up into a very creepy room. It's a room of scrying, as described by Sinister. It's an uneven, rocky floor dressed with stalagmite dips. Some I did not write this to read. I just wrote it for notes.
Yeah.
Excuse my translation. It dips somewhat steeply downward towards the center of the room. There's jagged slate walls that form this sort of a spherical almost room with that slight, again, dip to the center floor that goes down towards the center. Hovering in the center of the room, an uneven sphere clad in hexagonal plates of metal. Between the seams of each of these, a red-hot molten glow emanates. Prominently displayed and immediately worrying, large, glowing, honey-colored eyes with pupils of a cat stare out from each and every plate of metal, darting this way and that. Toward the center of the many-eyed sphere, low near its base, an angry maw lies open. Sharpened, slightly curved teeth feel ready to clamp down and rend the flesh off anyone foolish enough to place a limb inside the ember red glowing depths behind them. Now, Sinister had done some identify and said that there was a particular component that you needed to put into that mouth to activate this, and that there was effectively scries. You have to put, a focus worth at least 1,000 gold pieces, such as a crystal ball, silver mirror, font filled with holy water, any of that stuff that's consumed on use. And the imagery that you're scrying is seen in the eyes, or if you're choosing sound instead, the sound is uttered from the mouth of this thing.
Now this is what we should be figuring out. And Cassius is gonna go over to the little area. So it's like a small area that needs to house something worth how many gold pieces?
1,000.
1,000? Okay.
I don't have that much money.
Let's see. 1,000
Yeah, super easy.
to my inventory.
Not an inconvenience at all. We've definitely got plenty of things worth 1,000 gold pieces.
The only thing Cassius has that's worth a lot is my homunculus servant infusion is worth 5,000 gold pieces. But I don't want to put him in there. Yeah.
You must make sacrifices, Cassius.
It's gonna cost so much to rebuild it.
Nice.
I'm not
Did
putting
we,
my apple cart in there.
Did we pick up any treasure that we have not spent yet or have given away? Is that something that we've done recently?
Well, there's that box that if you sleep on it every night and you think of the same thing every night for 30 days, that then you can get that thing. So what we could do is you could sleep on that for 30 days and then get something worth 1,000 gold pieces to appear and then put that in.
Is there a way to guarantee that our dreams will maintain the same thing over and over again? Like, is there like a spell?
Well,
I've been meaning to go talk to that nightmare creature that's out there. I've been very curious about it.
oh, that could be,
That's
yeah,
it.
Wait, that's not a bad idea.
yeah.
Where's the nightmare creature?
On the dark.
Oh,
creepy
yeah.
part of the forest.
You probably saw it when we were coming in. It's like the little
Patch of
night
dead.
eternal
Yeah.
patch area.
Miasma. Don't
Uh,
come here, sort of vibes.
Ashavar, I'd actually love to go on that excursion with you. I don't know if everybody else wants to go, but I'll definitely go with you.
Excellent. I'm just very curious because apparently
and-
it eats the bad parts of your dreams, but I don't know anything about dreams because I don't have them. So maybe he could explain it a little bit.
I dream.
Zia would then take out, because she's got just like a chunk of the nightmare creature's flesh, and she would just plop that into Cassius's hand and be like, "That's what you're looking for."
What does it look like?
Oh,
like-
gosh.
Kind of like that. It looks like that, Cassius.
So
Can I get a
gooey,
descriptor of
black
this?
flesh.
Like, what is?
it's sort of, oh my gosh, what part? I don't think you said a specific part, right?
Oh, it was as it was like melting into the ground.
Oh, nice. Okay, this is sort of an appendage of some sort. And
Okay.
the exterior is sort of like an insect's exoskeleton, but the inside is all dried up husk of like connective tissue and muscle. Kind of
Did you-
rattling around inside.
Cassius is gonna gently like set it down. How did you get that? Did you?
How does
learn it?
anybody get flesh of any kind?
Did you like? Did you like? Is it mad? Because you did this?
I'm pretty sure it was dead.
Oh, so okay, so you got this off of a dead, deceased something.
Yeah, it was like melting. So pretty deceased.
It was still alive when it was melting.
What led up to it melting?
So I stayed with it all day, and then it grew up, and then it died, and then it melted, and then in a giant cave underneath, we found a big pile of their corpses. There were like 1,000 of them or something like that. I don't know. I'm not very good at math.
Was it like smaller when you spent the day with it in the beginning?
Yeah, and then it got bigger, and then
So
it
it
died.
grew up and it died. Okay, all right. That's.
So like, yeah.
I still don't know what this is, but okay, I have a little bit more.
I think you
context.
two will have, a really good time. Like, I think it was nice to spend that day, out in the woods with the nightmare beast.
Could it talk to you?
I
Had
mean,
one word?
Liazana talked to it a little bit. I forget what language it was. It wasn't celestial though. It was like
It said
I don't know.
Tasude.
Oh,
The only word it could say, which I think it was actually Guardian that ended up being able to talk to it, who said
it
that who said that it meant help.
in like the fairy language or something,
Mhm,
Oh.
mhm.
So
or the
you,
fae, and I don't know what the fairies speak.
so you spent the
Sylvan?
day with the creature just saying help.
Yeah, and I couldn't really help it.
Wait, does it speak Sylvan?
It wasn't.
Yeah,
Sylvan.
that's what it is.
It was
I
like
think.
I'll have to look at my notes. It was something that was really really ancient,
Oh,
So
It was
I
similar.
but
I
similar
might
to
be able to
Sylvan.
understand it then.
Do you want to come with us, Andy?
Think I'm going to have to if you're going to talk to him.
I haven't seen this place, I don't think.
Dan, I do have it in my notes. It was Sylvan, or
Sylvan?
at least an
Okay.
ancient form of Sylvan.
Oh, okay.
So,
Thank you. Nice.
yeah, it was at least enough that was related that
Mhm,
Liazana couldn't understand it
mhm.
100%, but was like, I know that is Sylvan.
Okay, gotcha.
I
Sorry.
can brain talk to it.
Mm.
I don't
That
need
might
to
be helpful.
understand its language. It just needs to be able to comprehend language.
Mm.
We should also, I think I'll make an announcement to the crew to be on the lookout for something that's like worth 1,000 gold pieces that we are all willing to get rid of so we can do a little bit of scrying in that eye tower.
Yeah.
Maybe figure some stuff out.
I think I might need some time, and I might go with Diana and Brilith if you want to come. I was thinking about maybe doing some research to find out some more about my dad.
I can help with that.
Thank you. I really, really appreciate it.
Of course.
Okay. And everyone kind of gives their, okay, we'll catch you in a bit, you know, and as you leave the room with the first group.
Wait, is everyone going to, are we doing the research now, Claire, or was that like a later thing? Is everyone going to see the nightmare creature right now?
Personally, I feel like Zia has spent a full day plus with the nightmare beast and is like kind of like, I'm willing to let some other people kind of have their time because she couldn't really figure out anything. But if Brilith wants to go there and then meet her back
Brilith
later,
did not want to go there. So.
Okay, great. Then yes, we would go now if you would
Okay,
like.
great. Yes.
With full disclosure, I am still trying to quickly write some backstory on Zia's dad, so it's evolving.
Nice.
As we're going.
Nice.
Ashavar's plan was to, since it sounds like we're going to be like staying here for a while, she was going to go get her stuff from the ship and put it in her room. By stuff, I mean the stuffies and her high quality alchemy kit and various other weird shit that she's been collecting.
I love it.
Kind of do one of those things where you've been on a really long trip and you sort of want to like nest for a minute in your room, and then she would go out to the dark part of the forest with
Indeed.
Grundy and Cassius. Jeez.
Cassius would just get like he would just get the stuff he would need like adventuring gear wise, just to make sure like he doesn't know it's like out there in the forest, so he just wants to make sure like he has everything he needs. So he just do like some field preparation beforehand, and then he'd be ready to go.
Okay.
Yeah, Grundy's gonna do roughly the same. Just gonna study his spells, and also replenish his stock on the ship. So instead of taking stuff from the ship, he's actually bringing tea to the ship.
Okay, nice. All right. Yeah, you see crew members. They've since long since finished up on the ship, and they're sort of some are trekking back and forth from the boat and the house. Others are relaxing in the house and getting set up in there. Vic's on top of like restocking things first, getting work done first, and then he'll relax. But you just see that in the thoroughfare of the house. As Zia and Brilith head up to, I think, the library, was it? Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to start, I think, out in the woods here. As Ashvar, Grundy, and Cassius do their prep things and then head out. The cave has a walkway up that comes out to a ledge that sort of overlooks the side of the island, the forest below, and then a set of switchback stairs that kind of go down into the forest. So a little bit of a hike to get down there. You navigate without no sign of Gorg this afternoon.
Okay.
But you do make it, there's a whole other half of the island where he may be. You make your way to the edge of the forest where everything just looks like barren, as though winter here. While not cold temperature-wise or anything, there's just no leaves, nothing lush here at all. Any of the trees or plant life on the edge of this area. Do you just want to go in and start looking, or what would you like to do as you approach?
I don't know. I don't have like any nature skills, but I would, take a look around before going.
Yeah. Can I sense any animals around at all?
make a perception check.
This is
I can-
really rather dead forest.
I can hide in the trees.
Grundy
Nice.
doesn't see squat.
Oh.
That's a 9.
In fairness, no one's really seeing anything as far as wildlife in here. Gorg once mentioned that most wildlife steers clear of this area, including Gorg.
Well, shall we?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it.
Does anyone, whoever's leading, go ahead, decide among yourselves, and then we'll have that person roll a survival check just to kind of navigate this space you can find. It's not a huge area, but
You're up, Captain.
Yeah, you really don't want to do it.
both of them looked at Cassius without saying.
All right. I will do my best.
I'll stand rear guard.
All right, let's survive, you guys. Hopefully nothing. Hopefully it's all good. Oh, it's not bad. I rolled a 16 for survival. So +1, a whopping +1.
Yeah, it's plenty for this area. It's not huge. It's just dense with all this sort of not quite dead, but just barren plant and tree life. You navigate around for a while, keeping an eye out for tracks or other things. You do find some, footprints in the ground that has dried over, like they were stepped in when the ground was soft and muddy and they dried, that you could probably lay down in and fit in the footprint.
Gotcha.
So this is what, Ashvar, you would have seen that once before while it was raining out here. You search for a little bit, and at one point take a pause, reassess. It feels like you've searched, with the 17, you're very confident. You've kind of searched around this whole area, and you're just pausing to get your, collect yourselves. Where are you? What could be going on? I'm picturing like Cassius sort of like preparing and assessing things, and Grundy next to him, and Ashavar facing the two of them. So over their shoulders, between them, peeking through the trees, still kind of covered in shadow, is the face about 25 feet up of this nightmare creature, just like looming in the shadows. So they don't see it yet, but you do, Ashvar. About 15 feet behind them.
I'll look up for a second, smile at it, look back down, and say, guys, out behind you. I'm gonna talk to it. And
What?
I'll look back up and use my telepathy to both talk to it and give it the ability to talk to me if it understands language and wants to.
Okay.
And say hello.
You see Ashavar say that to two of you, like, yeah.
Yeah. Defensively, Cassius is gonna turn around and like he's not gonna like do a threatening motion, but he's gonna have his shield up just in case.
Nice.
Just as a little protection. Like, oh, what is that?
Oh wait, pause. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, about 25 feet up, just the face is poking through the shadows. Zia may have shared or may not that it, as freaky as this thing looks, skin really taut along itself. It had almost like a maw. After it consumed nightmares for a night or two, its face kind of became more humanoid in the front, without a snout. And I think it had skin like over everything. It didn't have any openings on its face. And I think the last day it had its mouth open so it could say, could breathe through it and stuff. I think that's where we were with that currently. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to find. Here we go. Nope. Right here. All right. Well, this I'm just going to use this image from our starting soon, but I just want to show you what it looks like in our Discord. Here you go. Dan said, did I go through? Okay.
Ooh, ooh.
Ah.
Oh,
Oh.
that is horrifying.
Mhm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That is absolutely terrifying.
And there's little like depressed eye sockets. There's no eyes behind them. It's skin that goes right over them. But you can see they're there behind that, but it does have a little mouth that you don't quite notice the seam until it kind of pivots its head and breathes. There's like flaps that are like kind of torn to, so there's sort of a mouth that opens, but some of it's still connected. And it makes that connection with you, Ashavar. And let's see, you said hi. It's assessing. You don't yet get a response, but you have its attention.
Okay. And Grundy and Cassius, as she's communicating with this creature, her eyes would start to slightly glow blue a little bit because she's concentrating.
Cassius is gonna like jump back like 5 feet, like defensively. He's not gonna try to and like move to attack him, but he is moving back a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, he's still gonna be like right by Ashmar's side, but if like he was in front of her, he's like right next to her now.
Nice.
So just to be polite, I think first she'd probably say, so I know that you feed off of nightmares, and I unfortunately cannot feed you, so I just wanted to apologize that I can't provide any sustenance for you, but I was curious and wanted to come and talk to you. And what are nightmares like? What are they like? Like actual big, like, please tell me, grin.
At the moment, no, it can understand you and you have its attention, and it pauses and tips its head the other way. Tasude. It bellows. Kind of shakes the air. That help.
That's the same word.
And it kind of vibrates the air as it says it. Tasude.
He says it out loud.
You all hear that.
Does Grundy pick it up?
You
as
don't
it is
know the
a
word.
form Sylvan?
You don't. It's not in the current Sylvan, but you definitely recognize that that's some form of ancient Sylvan. Like that's, the ring of Sylvan and the structure.
Ashvar would say, our friend told us that means help. What's wrong? How can we help you?
Sort of pops and dislocates a shoulder or two and steps forward about 10 feet. But I'm sorry, Ashvar, please go ahead. The boss is there.
Oh, she would probably just instinctively remind him that he doesn't have to use his mouth if he doesn't want to, because it looks like it might be hard for him.
Let's see. Can you make a persuasion check for me, Ashavar? Please, and thank you.
Oh, sweet. I'm good at that. And I am ready to use my Patreon die on social checks. Always.
Nice.
Which I'm going to do. What is it?
Patreon is 2d8. What is it in total?
123.
23. Okay. Having consumed some nightmares since you all arrived, having consumed more since Dorn and Diana have been here. It connects with your sort of asking, like, the acknowledgement of that meaning help, and genuine desire to help and learn more about it and nightmares and such. And so it's gonna try and connect. That entails, though, a wisdom saving throw, please, Ashvar, if you would.
Right. Well, I have advantage on those.
Nice.
I think that's a racial thing, though.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Ooh, good thing too, because it's only a +1. 19.
19. Okay. You just hit the success for this. So, you've played Mass Effect. I think we've talked about that, right? Yeah, Garrus.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, when you touch those things and it flashes through a bunch of memories all at once, like,
Yeah.
with the screams and that's what passes through your experience. Everything fades, and you kind of get drawn through one point in reality after another. There's just a lot of you feel its cycle of death and rebirth every day. The rebirth at dawn, the death, the being reborn out of the corpse, and the corpse sinking into the grave. You feel madness. More so than anything else, you feel madness and an immense power. And there's something wrong. This isn't the normal for this creature. And it's trying to convey this to you. And unfortunately, it's a lot of like this stuff slamming one thing after another, through which you're able to maintain your, composure and everything else, and take it in. And it offers a solution, what it needs. And it is, roll a history check actually, because you might be familiar with this.
Probably not. 6.
6. Because of your species, I'm actually going to give you advantage and the DC is pretty low, but I will give you advantage too.
Oh, wait. Can I use Flash of Genius?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now you have a +5.
Nice. 11's enough, so I won't even make you roll again if you don't mind.
Okay.
No? Nice. This is called an Everbloom. It's out of all this madness and darkness and like the intensity of what it's going through, just so wrong and painful. A beautiful flower blooms, and it has a gradient from white to blue to purple on the tips of the petals as it opens up. And you recognize this as a flower from the Plain of Dreams, known as an Everbloom. Somewhat common. Rather, there's one specific area in the Plain of Dreams where it is common, and they're worn. Sometimes you can find them in a prime. They're often worn as like an adornment, or to the very wealthy, as they remain bloomed and perfect no matter what, forever.
So you can find them. Sorry, you can find them in the material plane on like rich people have them. Was that it?
Sometimes. Because there's only maybe a couple dozen at a time in the prime across, the prime. So it's pretty rare in the prime, but there is one location. It's a possibility, but there's also a location, and I'll get you a name because it'd be a place you'd be kind of familiar with given all your background stuff, in the Plain of Dreams, where you can find them in groves, droves and groves.
And so I get the sense that this flower would correct what was going wrong with this creature.
Yes, and because you hit that mark, I'm gonna say you can also tell that consuming nightmares seems to be helping it as well. So it could be a long form thing to have a bunch of nightmares for everyone else to have nightmares. But seemingly that's what it's calling out for, is that Everbloom.
Oh. So before, before I sever the connection or whatever, that sounds so like, but, before I stop communicating with it, I want, instead of using words, because it seems like it's kind of going through some stuff, I'm going to just try and project, like, some emotions toward it.
Okay.
First, I want to project a sense of sadness, but like sadness that you're going through this, and a sense of determination, and a sense that whatever the emotion is that I'm going to do this for you is. Like, I want to convince it sort of in that way that I'll be back when I've found those things.
It seems to pull itself back from all that sharing, and its sort of snarly breath kind of slows down, resonates a little less, looks at you, and then over at Cassius, prepared, defensive, and grunting, and starts popping its shoulder out of place and reaching behind it for trees and pulling itself back into the woods and back into the darkness of this area of woods.
And then, so while like this whole Prothean beacon thing was going on, her eyes would probably be like progressively getting brighter and then like fade out, and she'd say, it needs help. I want to help it. I need to go to the plane of dreams for a flower, possibly many, but the same flower, and it's only in this one place.
It's only in the plane of dreams, or here?
Well,
you said this
you
one
can-
place, and then you pointed.
Oh, well, that was metaphorical. There are some like really rich people who have them here for like status symbols, but not many. But there's one spot in the plane of dreams where there's like tons of them.
And when you say here, you're talking about this plane of existence.
Yes, in the material.
Gotcha. Okay, just making sure.
But so this, what we see is not how this creature is supposed to be. There's something wrong. And I'll kind of give them an explanation of what I experienced. And like say that it needs, when it was saying help, it needs help.
Okay.
Quest
Now,
accepted.
Can you get to the plane of dreams just like by closing your eyes? I don't know how it works.
No, I don't know how I'm gonna get there yet.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm gonna have to talk to Ash the spirit, not Ash the tea.
It's a lot of ashes. Oh, I got you. I understand.
It was
Ash
How
and
many
Ash.
ashes are in the crew?
At least two that I know of.
Okay. I only know the one with the broken, the missing horn.
The Ash the spirit is my quarry spirit, because usually the Kalashtar names have the quarry spirit's name with like some kind of suffix, so Ash of our.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Wow.
Are you? Oh, please go ahead.
Well, seems there's nothing more we can do but to figure out how to get to the plane of dreams, at least for you, or at least a group of us. I could check my books, or we can ask around too to see if anyone's willing to part with an Everbloom.
Speaking of books, we do have that gigantic library. I could go in there and start getting to work as well to see if I can find anything. Do you know what the name of the flower is, Eshalar?
It's called an Everbloom.
An Everbloom? Gotcha. And Cassius will write it down in his little journal.
I will come with you because you may need some Elven translation.
Oh, I can speak Elvish.
Oh, you speak Elvish? Oh, thank you very much.
Cassius will kind of go down the line. He's like, I can speak Dwarvish, Elvish, Giant, and Infernal.
Ah, okay. I speak Orc, Elvish, because half and half,
Mm-hmm.
and Undercommon, and Druidic.
Gotcha. When I was bounty hunting in Zosha, Infernals, or I know the main races were elves, dwarves, and tieflings, if I'm not mistaken. And that's how he was able to like pick up all those languages, having to like communicate with those people. Yep.
Nice.
I've had to work with drow elves, and part of my heritage too with the elves.
Mhm.
I speak animal, any animal.
Oh, nice. I wonder what they have to say. I wonder what's going on behind those eyes. I've never been able to talk to animals, so.
Nice.
Surprisingly, very little.
Oh.
No.
Nice. If Reed
There's a
could
lot
hear
going
you.
on.
Like, well, Grundy, shall we go to the library and hit the books for manner of speaking? And like,
Yeah.
Pat's gonna crack his arms. Like, it's been a long time since I've been able to do some research, and then he'll like go in there and be happy about it.
Beautiful. Well, with a little bit of a pep in your step, you all, with these new goals here set, leave the dead part of the forest. Getting back into the lively greenery that surrounds, and you're sort of walking through by some of the cliffside here, and there's a second waterfall you never noticed before. Much smaller, but it's beautiful, shining and glimmering in the sun as it pours down. But then just up above it, you see Gord. He's just taking a pee off the side of that
Of course,
down.
yes.
And with that,
Nice.
we'll take our bio break.
Perfect.
So that was the
Nicely.
waterfall.
Yeah, nicely done.
Well played.
Nicely done.
For anyone that doesn't know, we take about a 10-minute bio break. I'll put our BRB screen up. Our audio will be hot, so chat with us if you like, and we'll catch you in about 10 minutes. See you then. Hey.
Waterfall.
Sparkling in the
Also,
sun.
Speaking of which, I had
Dan?
water.
You don't have to read any of this right now,
Okay.
but
I'm
I have a
going to.
potential some backstory addition, which I think could be fun to play with. But I can allude to some of it without necessarily messing up any canon.
All right,
Gotta be.
All right, I'll bring us back here. I think. Let's see if the button does its magic. Yeah, it does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Boom! Nailed it.
That sexy transition.
Thanks. Awesome. That sounds amazing. Claire, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
I think, especially with like a full week, we'll be able to really just fine tune.
yeah.
Yeah. That's exciting.
Cool.
Okay. Right. So we're back inside. I don't know. Let's go for a light. There we go. We're back inside the building. What do we call it? The mega church? No. It was I know. We're back inside the palatial estate, the palatial manor. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Okay. I think we'll skip up. If it still works out in this time, Zia, I'll jump up to you unless you want, to not do that right now.
Yeah, I think we'll be fine. We were heading, really, Diana, Doran, and I were heading to the library
Mm-hmm.
to kind of see if we could find any clues about the history of the structure, the island itself, and if there might be any clues to help us kind of connect to my dad.
Okay.
But if we also come across anything about the end of the world, that would also be kind of
Be
show.
handy. Yeah, nice. Be okay with that, I guess. Or
Yeah,
something.
you know, I mean, whatever. We gotta help Liazana, right?
Yes, yes.
Right.
Okay, you all take that elevator to the library. The 5th floor, west wing is a library, east wing still closed. Door won't open on that side. Interesting. So you step into the west wing on the 5th floor, and gosh, the whole space is effectively a library. There are some corridors that link certain areas of research to another, but you also know that you can go up to a bookshelf and consider in your mind the content, the book name, the author, any detail of the book, and that shelf, there's just books that go sort of flit past each other until it stops, and then you've got a couple of books to pull from. The books that you were considering. So you approach this. It has that rather large dome in the center of this room, similar to the one down in your ship, in the captain's quarters for navigation, that marks out all 4 quadrants. This one's actually a globe that hovers over the center of the floor. The entire world of Astrala Nora, showing the Omega clouds and everything else. Yeah, you've arrived. Gosh, Diana she knows where to go. She's already so excited. She's like leaping over benches and going over to the bookcase that she needs. Doran, well, I'll begin my research over there. If you need or if you find anything, please share. I'll do the same, of course. And yes, yeah, just kind of muttering to himself about where to begin. Off, leaving the 2 of you. See ya and breathe us.
Okay.
Hey, have you ever kind of really noticed about like the globe here, or the map? How it's like there are all these quadrants that are just, I don't know, past the Omega curtain.
Yeah, I have. What
I
about
don't know.
them?
I guess I don't really know much about the Omega Sea other than when we've almost died from it, or when it dragged all those people from that one island down. I guess I never really considered that there was a time before the islands kind of existed. Like we learned from one of the sacred texts.
Yeah. Dan, would I have any knowledge from my archaeological research or any of my studies about before the islands became, before that time, or
You've
anything
picked
about
a
the
few
lands
things up.
beyond?
Nothing about the lands beyond, just because the Omega curtain's fairly absolute, except for like really high level people that have access, with the Omega Tower and stuff.
Right.
But
I know.
so nothing about the lands beyond, but you've done checks already on things like let me think of what you would know about here. Right, so you even when you were below Muthalani, you learned a little bit more too about this winged race, which could very likely have been the Tildari of Muthalani. That long ago in their lore, the ground, it was like every other quadrant, and that something went wrong with this Omega curtain and it flooded the quadrant. And to save people, some of these winged creatures of legend and lore raised these sections of Earth, of the planet, out of the ground and levitated them up into the sky. There was talk, I believe, even of a sword that one of these, like the leader of these potentially Tiltar, these whatever this winged species is, um, wielded that helped in that process. I think that's everything that you've learned about it.
Okay. She would relay all that to kind of see her, just be like, under, in the city, and then just kind of relay all that information. I'm not sure if I've told you about all that before, but
I mean, you might have. I have
that's
the worst memory.
pretty much all that I know without any further research, of course.
Yeah. Do you think maybe the world's end or something is like beyond our quadrant?
I don't know. I mean, if we, then we could look, do some research and see, and just keep an eye out for that phrase, I guess. I'm not really sure that I know of anything that's really spoke of it before like that. And then also keep out for the term for probably in extremis as well.
Right.
Since that's kind of another word for it.
Yeah. No matter what, I hope that Liaisana's okay.
Me too.
Dan, quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Is any of the globe in and of itself, it doesn't have labels or anything, right? It's just a physical reconstruction.
Correct. I think that it did. I think it was pinging your ship's location, which interestingly, tethered to Macaw, sort of appears at a bunch of different locations around your quadrant. Just it's here, then it's over there. The next time it blinks, it's somewhere else. The Macaw doesn't seem to have a position on this map, but seems to be shifting. You did notice before that at one point, one of the other quadrants completely in the darkened state of the Omega Sea, like that was flooded entirely, and then since was revealed once again as though something pulled it out of that, managed to push back the Omega Sea in that other quadrant. Maybe it was like that for a few months or something, or so.
He's probably gonna take a deep breath and be like, well, you're a lot better than me at this research stuff, really, but I guess nothing left to do but try to hit the books.
Yeah. So what exactly are we looking for again that you're wanting to research here?
Well, I mean, obviously if we find anything about an extremist, that would be great, but
Right.
I would like to find out more about my dad and maybe if I can contact him. But because I can't relay his name information because of the locks on the Book of Enoch's content, I'm kind of up a creek. So it's kind of one of those things where we have to almost find it written somewhere else or find information about him from somewhere else. Because otherwise
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
Well, so we're looking for just ancient celestials?
Or any information about this, because this is his...
The Book of Enoch?
Well, this is his manor. So if there's any information about Macaw, then...
Okay.
I mean, I don't think he, like, hired a contractor
Owners.
or something.
Right.
So it's probably not like
Purchase.
receipts.
Okay.
But I don't know. I'm sorry. I know that's not very helpful.
No, it's fine. I think if we look up the owners of the or any history on the island, I think that we might have done that. I think that we might have done that before, but it might help to check again and just kind of maybe see if we can find anything about, the previous owners, or may help.
Fingers crossed. Thank you.
Of course, yes. I will look over here if you want to look over there.
For sure.
And she will go and look. Yeah.
All right. And so you both begin to look. You can both make investigation checks if you want. See, what you find.
Sure.
You can both
I don't-
do them with advantage because you have Diana and Doran. Listen.
Oh,
What's that, sir?
wonderful. Woo. I don't know if you saw, but our category is still under art for the stream. Someone alerted us to it.
Is
in
what
chat.
now?
In chat, someone alerted us that the category is still art for the stream and not
Thank you.
gaming.
Didn't save that.
Thank you, Drew the Damager.
Thank you very
Appreciate you.
much. Yeah. Sometimes it saves bits and not the other bits.
Yeah.
That's been nuts.
All right.
Very much appreciated. Mhm.
And what was that exact role, Dan? The type of role that you wanted? History or
Investigation or history.
investigation? Okay. Okay.
Investigation's more lower DC.
Okay. Perfect.
All right. What did you get, Breathless?
Investigation. I got a natural 20 for a 25.
Nice. Okay. And Zia?
I got 25 as well.
Nice.
Not a nat 20 though. Really relying on that +9.
Awesome. Okay. Let me switch over to my other notes here. All right, and so, Breathe, just as you're searching, what is it you're thinking of as you're looking through here? Names, places, anything in particular? Just an overall thought?
Yeah. I would say that 75% of what she's looking for is going to be on any history on, like, deep history on the island, which I know they've already looked at. Anything about any previous owners, or any kind of history on the island itself. Here in the library, really just going back as far as she can, and not just the light stuff of, like, this is the island of Macaw, but, like, seeing if she can find any hint whatsoever of any kind of ownership before they got to it. And then 25% would be just keeping an eye out for picking up any books off the shelves, extra books that look to be about there's anything that's, like, about the butts or Vogue butts, the swimsuit issue, but anything about the end of the world, probably. Well, definitely the end of the world, but anything about, like, anything any kind of book that's titled in any way of, like, prophecies, maybe, or anything like that. And she would just kind of briefly, as that says 25% of her research, just briefly scan those for anything mentioning end of the world. But the most of the research will go into the history of the island.
All right. As searched before, there isn't too much pertaining to the history, other than everything pertains to celestial ownership, celestial creation. There really aren't any details. You're finding this sort of reading between the lines. Things allude to this being created by celestials, and utilized by celestials, and it doesn't really give a history of how far back that goes. Celestials can live, an incredibly long time. Of course, outside of that it was indeed owned, at least in whatever sense it can be, to Zia's father before, as she took that on ownership earlier on in the campaign. Let's see. I think that I think I'm going to tie in. I'm going to put a pin in that and see what
Okay.
Zia has researched, and then kind of so I can answer simultaneously.
Okay.
I will say that it's funny that Brila's mind slipped to thinking about butts and bikinis, and that showed up. But also, you get a crap ton of books and journal entries and other things pertaining to all sorts of different endings of the world. The world is ending, prophecies, end of the world things. However much time you want to look through them, it's like, you're walking on eggshells and the world's going to end. There's so many different prophecies about
Yeah.
the world ending.
Yeah. Okay.
And Zia, I'm just going to put a pin in the rest of that. Breathe is for you. Zia, what do you have in mind as you're thinking for books and such?
Well, because Zia's not really good with research, but is good at investigating, she's kind of like watching Brilith and Doran and Diana and being like, okay, how are they looking for things? And then
How do you research?
is kind of like not taking the right lessons from that, I think, and is looking more like, are there items in books? Are there notes in books? Like that might fall out if you shake them. Maybe if I look behind the books or pull one of the books correctly, it'll be a secret, whatever. And that probably is not going very well. But I think the one thing that has kind of been burning since she walked in now is realizing, wait a minute, there's a whole other half of this floor. Why am I just now remembering this?
What's over there?
And so she'll probably, like, every so often she'll like take a book and like pretend to read and then look over at the door and then like pretend to read some more, but her curiosity keeps getting the better of her. So every so often she'll just go over to the door and like knock on it and like try to hear anything, or like if there's a locking mechanism on the outside, kind of just not like seriously trying to lock pick, but just being like, we'll just jangle it around in there and see if anything happens. So kind of going back and forth between those two things.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's amazing.
I love making it hard on you, Dan.
Yeah. I mean, you're doing it in your own way. And then, checking out that. All right, let me tackle what you both find. In the bits that you do find, sometimes you look behind and there is a book there. Because I wonder if there's a book, and it is. So hand in hand, as you and Relith, at one point together to discuss, you both, there's a couple things that you've picked out from your experience here and this. It's celestial all the way down, right? From the inception of this to date. You also pick out that there may have been other, because having read that first page now, this might click a little bit. Other celestials that own this in earlier times, because You recall as you're looking through this that basement level 1 that had your wings in it, those white and gold wings, required a key phrase to open, and it was an angel's name. That angel's name was Idrael. That you all translated that, and then it opened. That name is in the list from Enoch to you before your father by several iterations, several generations. And I think that is that's the version of Celestial that's from the age just prior to the current Celestial language and age. So only back a few generations before your father. So perhaps these other ones are other angels' names, potentially, from that list. Those the two you discussed, that kind of comes to mind. And I'm sorry, you were at the very end, you were going over to check, what was it, the other door?
Yeah, just like in between attempting to research and not doing a good job.
Nice.
Just kind of poking it and seeing if that can open.
It does not open. In fact, as you stop and think about it, now that you're thinking about it, right? You know that the 8th wing, both wings are open on that. That's that forest on both sides. It leads to an open forest there. It looks like a whole another world with the sun in the opposite part of the sky than it is here. The 7th floor also doesn't open. You've never been able to open the 7th floor. Let's see, 6th floor is the beach. Both those open. The 4th floor, that opens fine. 5th floor is the one you're on. The 3rd and 2nd floor both have 2 wings. Neither of those open. So you're just kind of, thinking back as you're rattling the door, it doesn't open up, that there's some other ones that don't open too.
Huh.
Some of them opened just by themselves as you journeyed and came back. And of course you haven't checked anything yet, so you don't know if they still don't open, but
Okay.
just kind of clicks.
So, question.
Mhm.
Although Zia can't write down the names,
Mhm.
she can retain them in memory to the
Mhm.
best of her ability.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm gonna assume that Relith came up with the idea of the angel's name stuff because Zia would not have remembered that.
Okay. Nice.
And then it would have been like, well, I have a bunch of names that I can try. Do we want to just go to every door and see what happens?
I mean, sure.
Okay. Should we do this systematically or? Well, we could just start with the door over there, I guess.
Okay.
And then she would just kind of go to the door on the other side and just like shout her dad's name.
Okay.
Does anything happen?
You go over and you shout your dad's name. Again, Brilith, you kind of hear that melodic
Mm-hmm.
harmony almost. The longer she speaks, the more harmony
Yeah.
kind of joins in. Nothing seems to happen on this other. Not here.
Okay, so I don't think it works on this one. But I could go try all the other ones real quick.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Okay. You make your way through the upper floors, and it doesn't seem to click for any of those. Those are the ones that kind of opened almost when you needed them, perhaps. Like a room of necessity, sort of like, oh, they're opening up. But are you continuing into the basement ones?
Oh yeah.
Okay, nice.
We're just going and shouting at doors.
Nice. You're reciting this list. It's this incredible choral performance now. that sounds like an entire, symphonic choral performance. It's beautiful.
Sia, would you mind if we stopped at the floor with the room with the bag?
Yeah, of course.
It was 3, I think.
Yeah, because we put that note in, I think, right?
Yeah, that was me. I would just like to kind of take a look and just
Yeah.
see.
I think that's a great idea.
Okay.
Okay. My first question, let me just get my notes here. Where are you? Where are you?
Where are you?
All right, where's here?
I do love just imagining this elevator joyride where we're just going down each floor, screaming at each room, and then getting back in the elevator and then going down. Like, imagining that happening in like a hotel is very fun to me for some reason.
Yep.
Okay. I guess my first question is, the first basement floor you've already been in. That's the one you got your wings in, or it's a repository for magic items. Just really weren't any others in there currently. It was just the wings. So you already have that one open. You go by that. The next one down, basement 2, is the prison. Do you want to test here on the prison, sealed prison area? Or do you want to wait for your researchers to get more info? Do whatever you want. Just want to double check first.
Felix would probably have the headspace to be like, when we get to that floor, just kind of like she'll just kind of stand there and like, wait. So yeah, maybe we should wait on this one and just. They're going to do some more research, so I feel like if there's a floor we might not want to open right now, even if this works, it might be this one.
Yeah, and Zia very quietly will say, I will definitely not say, and then just say the name of her dad on this floor.
Thankfully, nothing happens.
Okay, good. And she'll really just kind of like give her a reassured pat on the arm and just kind of turn back to the elevator.
Nice. There's an ever so slight glow on the archway just at the power of her dad's name, but nothing manifests beyond that. The next one down, basement 3, that's the one with the or this rather is a magical repository. This has a bag of sharing hung on the wall in the back. You're stopping at this one, I believe.
Yes.
Yep.
It's
Relif will go back and check inside the bag.
Okay. You're looking at a relatively small space, 15 feet by 15 feet, maybe 18 feet tall or so. Yeah, great place to store loot. If you get important loot and you want to keep it somewhere safe, probably here's a good spot. Hanging the sole item in here, hanging on display in the back on the wall, is that bag. You reach in. Are you just opening it up, reaching in? How are you handling that?
Is there a way to look in or no?
You can flip. It's sort of like almost like a purse where you can flip open the top flap and look in.
I'll try to look in first.
Okay. You look in. It's a little bit dark inside, hard to see, but you think maybe something's in there.
She will hold her breath and reach in with her hand.
Okay. Can you please make a dexterity?
Yep.
Ooh.
That is a 19.
Okay, you spare yourself from getting paper cut as you pull out a piece of parchment.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. And she'll open it up.
Okay. And on it, very brief message written in very beautiful flowing handwriting that says, oh, it's up here. Okay. I'm sorry. I need to send a quick message to someone, to one of you, real quick. I'm gonna do it in Discord.
Oh boy, who could it be?
Oh shit.
I'm glad that they just sent a note back. Because I feel like they could have said something much worse.
All right. Right. Not tense at all.
Give me 30 seconds, Dan.
Okay.
Oh. Claire just revealed who got the message.
Yeah, that's fine.
You don't know it's about this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe it's about something else. Did you ever think about that?
Right,
It's a fair point.
I mean, not really. Let's say.
Here's some more tense music. Oh, I missed a
Oh, I'm so sorry.
direct message. Let
Make
me.
sure I'm making a good decision here. Come on, the one time I need to find the thing. I can't find the thing.
Oh no.
Okay, I got it.
I'm just reading through chat. Y'all are so funny. I know that. Zoom chat always cracks me up. Also, let's see his favorite soda is. That's very true. Exactly.
Yeah. Oh my god, what is my favorite soda? I have a soft spot for Crush.
Nice.
I don't know why
Yeah.
I like orange soda. It doesn't taste like orange soda at all. It doesn't taste like oranges at all. It's like dyed this disgusting color.
Oh, but it satiates in a way, like it just hits. Oh,
It just hits, you know?
I instantly want a second one when I finish the first one. Like, more!
Yeah. So that's what I messaged to Dan.
Yeah, thank you. Now I've got the
Yeah.
answers I've been seeking. Okay. Oh, that's really cool. Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Soda figured out. What were we doing, Breathe?
Sure.
Oh, the note. Right. There's a note. Okay. So, wait, you take out this note and you read a very brief message that says, without a voice to go with it, of course, just text. Wait, what did you write in the note? Your note going out.
Dan, I don't know. I mean, let's see here.
I think we described who we all were. Like,
what?
We literally just said, hi, it's us, and us, and here are our names, and here's where we are. Because I remember it really annoying Sinister, being like, that was so reckless. How could you give them that information? It was in like around the 40th, between the 40th and 50th session.
Okay.
But all I wrote down was Brilith writes a note and drops it into the bag. Doesn't give away too much information about us in it, but mentions our names.
Nice. We're here. That's perfect. Thank you, Claire.
Literally all I have written down.
Excellent.
Steph, would it help if I give you the date of the session?
No, it absolutely will not, because my notes are a mess for this campaign.
That's fine. That's fine. That's plenty of info. It simply says, Raziel, what is the meaning of this? And continues, or have you all inherited Raziel's will. And in the area where it's clearly a signature, it's not a letter or a word, it's a symbol that looks, it's kind of like a sword. Think of like Master Sword for Link, right? It's sort of a sword buried, tip of the blade in the ground, vines kind of wrapped around, and it's but more abstract than that. It's not highly detailed and very abstract.
Bridget will just kind of like be reading this note to herself, and just kind of like look up at Zia without saying anything.
What does it say?
Zia, does the name Raziel mean anything to you?
And the note is written in common, right?
The note was written in common.
Interesting. Okay. Cecilia would be like, or I guess, Dan, would Zia recognize that is a similar name to a name that she might have heard in Celestial?
Yes, yeah. It's like the rudimentary translation of the name you'd be with. Mm-hmm.
So she'd basically be like, Brilith, oh my god, I think you've done it. I think you've done it. I think you've solved it.
What do you mean?
It's like true name versus like,
oh my gosh. Okay. So Zia's just gonna be like repeating the Celestial version and be like Dad's name, Raziel. Dad's name, Raziel.
You hear
that's my dad's
melodic
name.
music, and then that, yeah.
Oh,
and then Raziel.
so that's...
Got like the whole wall full of the different like pointing.
Brilith
You translate this way, this way, and you take this into account, and then maybe it's like an informal, and then
Brilith will just wordlessly hand the note over to Zia.
yeah, I think you did it. And then she would go to hug Brilith and like, thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. I don't know who this is from though. To kind of point to the symbol in the note.
I mean, that's whatever. We'll find it out eventually. I mean, I guess we could write back. Yes.
You want to write back?
I mean, we could. I mean, he's asking if we've inherited my father's will, which I don't know how celestial law works, but if it's anything like, the typical kind of law, don't you kind of like inherit from your parents? So like, I mean, I guess we inherit the will.
I do have to say, studying different cultures and species in my time, that's not always how it works.
Oh, okay.
So I worry that if we respond, I guess no response will be a telltale sign as well. But if we respond back that yes, we've inherited and we're here, that they'll come anyways, or whoever wrote this note back.
Yeah.
So perhaps we should make up a story?
I mean, you have a great book of stories, right? Like, you know so many.
No. I mean, maybe we should not. Wait. Maybe we should pretend that we're Raziel. I mean, right? I mean, so listen. If we don't respond, they may know something's up because someone we've already
been gone for a while. So they could technically already be wanting to scope out the place. But if we respond back that we're not Raziel, they may come to investigate on why we're here. And if we are indeed the inheritors of Raziel's will.
Cassius, Grundy, and Ashavar, as you have piled into the elevator returning, you're hearing this in the hall, like the shaft of the elevator, as you're climbing in and heading up. You don't have to stop, but just wanted you to know you're piling in, and the three of you could probably hear.
They hear it from, we're inside the room and they can hear it out in the elevator.
Yeah, it's a room elevator. Right?
Yeah, okay.
Doors
Rilla's
out.
not talking too loud. Like she's not, you know, but
Zia is though.
It's
Okay.
echoey
She's just so
cave,
excited. So every
echoey
single
room,
time you say
empty room.
anything, Zia's just repeating
in fact,
it very
Rilla's
loudly.
probably being a little soft because she's suggesting something that she normally wouldn't do.
If you
I
want
think
to,
Cassius and I were just sorry.
okay.
I think Cassius and I were just wondering why it was taking so long for the elevator to come down to us.
Bing,
because we were
bing,
stopping on
bing.
every
Yeah.
Oh my god, did they push all the buttons?
Yeah, we did. I did.
If you want to retcon that stuff to being quiet, go ahead and make a sleight of hand check. I guess would be the closest thing, or a stealth, whichever one you want to try and be quiet. We'll see if they don't hear.
Okay, well she's not gonna make it.
It's
just a 10.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you're not picking up every word that Brila's saying, but because it's like a 15 by 15 foot empty room connected to an empty elevator shaft made of stone, everything's very boom, 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 echoing. So you hear some of that, and you hear much more of Zia.
I share a glance with Ashavar and Cassius. Like, something's up.
Yeah. Who's Raziel?
It's a good question. Yeah. Who is that?
Why are they stories? Making up stories sounded like.
It sounds like Brelith wants to lie about something and she really doesn't want to say that word. Is our conversation now floating up there?
Yeah, yep. So you all hear the talk down in the elevator, down the elevator shaft. Breelith and Zia hear that.
Breelith will quickly be like, just think about it. We don't have to do a reply right now. We can do it some other time.
Yeah. To the next floor.
Well, it sounds like the elevator might be busy.
Oh, wow.
It's going down to the bottom. For Grundy, Cassius, and Ashvar, if you want to pop in.
Yeah.
But you can
I
call
guess we
for
were
it,
going
yeah.
to the library.
Yeah, we're going to the library, so yeah.
Yeah, but they're going up, and I'm
Going
gonna
up.
press the down button.
Tick, 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 tick.
Ding.
So you'll watch them. Woo, you kind of see each other as the elevator goes up.
Just see Grundy's eyes narrow like Fry, just like.
Awesome. I'm gonna take that opportunity to jump over to Cassius, Grundy, and Ashavar as you make your way up to, I think, the 5th floor. As the double check, I think the 5th floor has library. It is indeed west wing of the 5th floor. Ooh, nice. Yeah, bing, and same scenery that Zia and Brila saw. You all want to head right to your bookshelves and start researching stuff?
I'm probably going to be following wherever Cassius and Grundy go because I am uneducated and not smart.
I think Cassius would go make his way over to the what was the name of the flower that we're looking for? One more time.
Everbloom.
An Everbloom. So he would probably go to the E section and start like rolling through the E sections. Also, how is the library split up like categorically? If at all?
Is there a Dewey Decimal System? Because I know
Yeah.
about that.
Do we have a librarian there? Like,
Nice. No librarian. There seems to be different large spaces of library that then connect to like a corridor and like in 3 different directions that lead to other large spaces that are oval in shape and rather large, 100 feet, long, 50 feet wide, with a number of bookshelves. You can you go up spiral staircases around the outer perimeter, or use a ladder along the inner part. It doesn't really have a system that you've identified yet, but you do know that regardless of where you are, there might be faster ways to manage this, but regardless of where you are, if you kind of hover your hand before a bookshelf and consider like what your either name, a subject, a topic, or just even a general thought of something that you want to find, all the books on that shelf go sort of spin past each other and then slow down, revealing books and journals and other things that the library has on that subject matter.
Magical
okay.
index.
Yeah, I think
Index.
I think Cassius would just go from like Everbloom, Flower, Dreams, Everbloom, Flower, Dreams, just to like go like and see if it gets anywhere like closer book wise.
Nice. Hey, how about Grundy?
The same thing on my side, just to double up the effort.
Excuse me. Okay.
Actually, given the nature of the shelves, she's a little less daunted in that case.
Okay.
So she would go up to the shelves and instead of looking for the flower, she would be thinking about that specific place on the dream plane and traveling to that plane.
Actually, Grundy will also add one more search term to his search, and that is Nightmare Beast.
Okay.
Boom.
Nice.
Kind of makes sense because you have to add the context to why we're looking for an Everbloom.
I forgot to ask them their name. Oops.
Okay. Hey, let's see. How interesting. May I have you each roll investigation checks. If any of you would rather assist another person, you can give them advantage. If that.
Just so you guys know, I have plus 13 investigation, just in case you guys want to do something about that. It's completely up to you guys. It's completely up to you.
What is a help action?
Yeah, you just, instead of rolling your own thing, you're like, I'm helping them, and he'll get that advantage on his roll.
All right. Well, I'm gonna move to your bookshelf with you, and I'm gonna help.
Okay, let's see if we got something.
Nice.
It's big brain time.
Okay, I rolled a 27 on my investigation check.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
And
So I rolled a
Asher,
14.
that's
I
amazing.
rolled an 11.
Yay! Awesome. I mean, you find some stuff, Ashvar with the 11. You're familiar a lot with the Plane of Dreams already. There isn't much that the books have that you're able to find that's going to help beyond that. Cassius, you are pulling from that and coming at it with some different angles. Maybe you get the books before Ashavar does. But the Plane of Dreams, I imagine, is a little bit new to you, so you get a lot of information.
Oh, yeah.
The things that you both know, of course, Ashavar just knowing of this, are some of the traits of the dream plane. It's called the dreamscape. Is the unofficial name of the Plane of Dreams, and has a lot of interesting things. Subjective directional gravity, so you can be pulled in any direction. You can walk upside down, it depends, like a dream. It has a lot of dream traits. Time flows differently there. For every 10 minutes in a dream, only 1 minute has passed in the prime. Has an infinite size to manifest all dreams. It's highly morphic. It's constantly shifting into different things, even while you're existing in that space, much like a dream. It constantly shifts and shifts and shifts, does not stay static for long. There's no elemental what's the word? Energy here in the dream plane. There is none of that. And let's see. Oh, nice. Magic's a little wonky there. You can cast magic while there, but if it doesn't leave the dreamscape. So if you do something to bolster yourself or something else, you leave the dreamscape. It was never really cast. It was part of the dream, but the dream operates. I thought it was. Okay, let's see. What you find as well in the book that Ashavar. Gosh, I hate to even say you don't know about Asher. I'll say you know about it, but knowing that this is the ideal place to find the Everbloom maybe is a bit of info you didn't have. You know it's somewhere in the dreamscape, but there's a place called the Dream Sea that is particularly chaotic with that constantly morphing into different scenery. Much like, you know, the energy of the ocean, or a field of shifting energies. And at some points in time, you can manifest within a focus and help a grove of these flowers. But making it appear and getting what you need before it disappears and morphs into something else can be dangerous. Other times, people's fears come out in a dream and, you know, shift what you want into, it pulls from that, and then there's something dangerous instead. So there's a lot of who knows kind of danger and stuff about that. But Ashavar, you're pretty good at the basics of managing, of course, the planescape. And your guide, I believe, resides there. And so that could be another potential, you know, ally in search for an Everbloom. But it is the Dream Sea where these elusive flowers can be found. Nothing on Nightmare Beast. I mean, there's things of Nightmare and such, and beasts in people's sidebar and in their notes calling it like, oh, this beast Nightmare. But it was never anything related to what you've experienced here, what's on the island.
Cool. Exciting. I'm excited, guys. Are you excited? To go and get some flowers, possibly get eaten by one of your nightmares that you had when you were like 3?
I just hope this flower can help, help the nightmare. I guess, for lack of a better term, nightmare beast, since we don't know its name at all. But you did see what happened to it. I do remember you describing a little bit of what you saw.
Yeah. She would feel a little frustrated because conveying in spoken language what happened is very difficult. But she gives the gist, basically.
Gotcha.
So, I'm sorry if the answer wasn't the question, actually, because I'm not entirely familiar with it. But how do we get into the plane of dreams? Do we actually go to sleep?
Yeah, you can find out with a 27. I think Cash has got.
Oh yeah, I got a 27. Yeah,
okay,
for
nice.
For my investigation roll, yeah.
Let's say you can. Oh wow, ways here. The Feywild is rumored to border the dreamscape. There's if you can find an entrance to the city of Sigil, this also known as the City of Doors, that has doorways everywhere. You can find yourself a tout or a guide and to help you navigate the city and get to that particular plane. if you know someone with there's a spell, I believe it's just called, it's a dream spell. It lets people communicate with one another while sleeping and such. That could be another gateway. If you know someone with that, and get all of you in.
I
Okay.
can't be affected by that.
Even if you're willing.
I don't think so.
Right, you don't dream. Yeah.
You are immune to magical spells and effects that require you to dream, like the dream spell.
There it is.
well.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
In plain writing, yeah. Oh.
And it's technically a charm, so being half elven, it wouldn't work on Grundy.
It would only work on me.
Yeah. Fun.
By the sound of it.
You know,
Or whomever else would want to join on this
I
stream.
would say, actually, you know what? I would say because he's only half elven, it would still work on Grundy. Yeah, because the orc biology would kind of overrun like certain aspects. Just to keep it interesting.
Nice. I'll say you also discover, Cassius, in your reading, something called the Dreamer's Tools. Now, if you are able to,
tools.
yeah, if you're able to find someone that can put you into that dream spell, then you can spend some time there learning to. It's really a set of techniques versus actual tools. So disciplines and mental exercises to help you improve as a dreamer your ability to control that malleable reality in the plane of dreams. But you have to effectively be in the plane of dreams to gain proficiency in this. So if you can find someone that could put some of you, since Ashvar can't be affected by that particular one, might be able to help, or of course, Ashavar's guide would definitely have the dreamers existing.
I think as like Cassius is researching these various things, so like start putting stuff to the side and like showing Ashavar and Grundy like these are what I'm getting from my findings. Well, Grundy would be right there with me too since he helped me out. So it would be like putting all of our findings together and being like, well, Ashavar, you seem to be the main key of this. If you have someone that knows relatively anything outside of what we learned in these books to help us, that would probably be our ticket in. And by our ticket in, it might be maybe 2 of our tickets in if you can't be affected by this.
Well, it's not like a conversation that I have. I just kind of sometimes I can feel their memories. Sometimes if I, like think really hard, they I can't always make them talk to me if they don't feel like it. But if I'm really annoyed, they'll usually, answer. But yeah, I don't know if they could actually put you into the dream spell, but once you're there, they could teach you. I think. Would that be correct, Dan? I'm not sure if my spirit can actually affect people other than me.
Right, they can't. Yeah, they wouldn't be able to, and it might. In order to gain proficiency, you probably want some practice before you make your actual trip. But it's not impossible to pick that up. It could be like mechanically, there'd be like some rolls and some high DCs, like you haven't had any type of practice.
Yeah. So out of character, what I was thinking is we find somebody to train whoever, or to put whoever we need to into the dream state so they can get proficiency with the dreamer's tools. And then since I can't go in that way, we go all together via one of the other routes, like the Feywild seems kind of like the safest one, because maybe the plane of doors seems like we could end up in one of the hells really easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
well, we would have to find a guide to lead us to the right door.
yeah. We don't want to just open random doors and then next thing you know we're getting hurled through hell for however long. Who knows?
So yeah, that's what I more or less convey to Cassius and Grundy.
Okay.
I wonder where the Dreamer's tools even are.
Well, we're in the library.
Yeah. So I guess we'll just put this off to the side and we'll look for Dreamer's tools, and then that'll be it for Cash. Cash will just keep on flashing his hand over the books. Now that he knows he can do that.
Nice. Okay. All right. You all continue working on that. I'm gonna jump back down to Breelith and Zia. Breelith, before it sounds like you're all getting ready to head down to the next floor to try the next door. Are you doing anything with the note, or replying, or sending anything back?
She gave the note to Zia.
Okay. And anything else in the bag of sending? Are you sending anything?
Not yet.
Yeah, I think that Breelith's last words to Zia were, we don't want to reply right now. We can wait. We can think of something.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you head down to, let's see, that was the third one, right? Yes.
Yes.
That's the one where Titania actually looked up. Oh, that's pretty, with some of the runes that only Zia could see prior to that. I slipped it in there in an elevator ride.
Very clever, Dan. Very clever.
I love that stuff. It's like rewatching a show. I mean, let's see. Basement number 4. This is where it was said to be something related to World's End. It spoke a lot about the World's End as, that time, a place, and an event and everything. You're outside that door. Would you like to go through your list of names for this one related to World's End?
Yes.
Okay. Right. You begin. One quick.
Rila just stands beside Zia as Zia goes through the names.
Where is? Okay. Well, whatever. That's that later. My notes. What have I done? There we go. You make your way down here. You begin going through, and again, you're saying names, true names, out loud in Celestial. So yeah. And Breelith, to you, of course, that sounds like beautiful melody.
She's used to it now.
Yeah.
It's just like the Little Mermaid, basically.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I'm gonna have so many songs in my head now. I
was actually thinking more Under the Sea kind of vibes.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Okay. Not Poor Unfortunate Souls. Well, yeah. That's fun. And as you get to the name Ambrielle, the casing here, this archway, it's been humming just ever so slightly with a slight glow. I don't know which way you're going. If you started with your dad's name and worked your way backwards, with your dad's name, it just holds some power as the previous owner. If you're including your name, it resonates a little more. But as you get up the list, let's see, basement 4, a decent bit, and get to the name Ambrielle, that sliver of light parts the doorway here. Would seem to be just like a completely sealed space. Radiant energy pouring out, and the two houses were split, and push themselves, are drawn into the wall on either side. And what lies before you is a long stone corridor. Looks like built brick by brick almost. That leads into darkness with ever-burning torches every 15 feet or so, adorning both sides of the wall. Columns every 5 feet, every 3 of those, new torches. And then the torches only go down so far, maybe 80 feet, and then it turns into darkness beyond it.
Well, this looks intriguing.
Relith has already started walking down the hall.
Okay.
And Zia's like, wait up! And like runs to catch up.
Okay. Relith, please make a dexterity saving throw. Make sure you're a little
That
bit
is
ahead.
a 19 total.
Okay. You spare yourself. I'm tripping over a stone that's up a little higher than the others. As you Zia, you see that happen a little bit before you're careful and you navigate around that. You walk past the last set of torches and into what just becomes absolute dark. You walk about 30 feet, and then I'll stop and ask, do you want to continue? You can't really see much, but you can tell that the walls and ceiling and floor, everything's still there, and it just goes on for a bit.
Light on casting the cantrip light on Relith's staff.
Oh, great.
Okay. You touch, the spell went off, remains dark.
Oh, that's
So-
weird. Zia would grab one of her torches from her bag and try to light it on one of the other ones.
Okay. You go
And then-
back. As you walk forward, the magical darkness engulfs the flame of the torch as well.
Oh, that's inconvenient. And she'll blow it out.
Relith's gonna cast Detect Magic.
Okay. You detect this entire corridor is filled with magical darkness.
I mean, we've dealt with magical darkness before.
Hmm.
You know. I don't remember exactly how we dispelled it. But it's probably fine. Do you want to keep going?
Give me just 1 second.
Okay.
I don't think that I have anything that I thought I had something.
Zia would just take out her sunblade as a last resort and try to use that. Probably to the same effect.
Same effect.
Yeah.
Which is a bummer because I love that sun sword.
Worth a shot.
Yeah, since Sia said something about continuing, Relith would continue as well.
Okay. Let's see.
I'm going to say that to Zia, Relith probably seems a little hyper-focused right now.
Zia would definitely pick up on that and like understands the reason why.
Not really paying attention, like hearing you and like I of course go on, but not even like looking at you, just kind of like looking through her bag, trying to find something to like help this, and then just eventually just stop looking and just start walking forward.
Okay. You can continue on, sort of feeling your way through. It's a narrow corridor, only maybe 4 feet wide or so, and about 8 feet tall. So, there's enough room, but your heads are kind of close, pushing, feeling. And you can tell there's no turns, there's no hallways, it's just a straight path. And you go, let's see, 30s. Okay. You go about 150 feet through the darkness. And at the end, as you get about 150 feet, it looks like maybe another 150 of darkness before at the very end, a light so blinding that you can't peer through it. You can't see what's on the other side. You continue and approach that blinding light.
Relith starts jogging.
Zia pulls out her some sort of a dagger and jogs after.
Okay. You both hustle now down this hall. The sounds of like clanking armor and gear shaking about. Blades drawn for Zia. As you get to the light, are you just pushing through the light, Breelith, into whatever's beyond it?
I think. Yeah, she's just going to push through.
Yes.
Okay, Zia as well.
Zia would be slightly more cautious, but is definitely like trying to look out for Breelith more than anything else.
Okay. Right, as the two of you push through, you find yourself stepping into a very well illuminated room. It opens up. There's about 3 tiers to this room. Each is a wall up and then a balcony area, as though to be able to walk around, and then up and then out. 3 tiers. There are different pedestals with aligning the walls every 5 feet or so that have a number of different books open to different degrees, some closed, some open. The thing that gathers your attention, more so than any of the books and scrolls and other things in here, is the wall opposite you runs up probably 120 feet or so, and the width of the room here at the base is probably about 100 feet. It's a really big room. It goes 100 feet across too. This wall has this incredible raised imagery that looks just like the imagery you've seen before for the tree, the world's end. The roots, the cyclical nature of the roots of the tree drawing from the cosmic space and dust above. The dust actually the very tail ends of the limbs and life of the tree, and the trunk running down to the roots, spiraling, consuming itself, and being reborn anew. And I think that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Getting some answers.
Heck of a way to end.
Yeah.
Just the wall.
It's my favorite Spider-Man villain of all time, the Wall.
Oh.
That's amazing.
Oh.
You can't climb this wall. His famous catchphrase. This is a real Spider-Man villain, by the way.
Yeah.
Look him up.
That's incredible.
Amazing.
You know who doesn't care about walls? Deadpool.
It's true.
I put the imagery in Discord there too, so you can see like what this thing looks like.
Oh, wow.
What?
The world.
Oh, is that where the blinding light was coming from?
It's like an eternal tree.
Could be?
Damn, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Okay.
This looks like Yggdrasil.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got
Yeah.
the mini trunks there and the mini. I love it. I love it. So, woohoo! All right, where am I? I got so excited to share that because I love that image. Well, thank you, players. Amazing.
Thank you, Dan.
Oh gosh, yeah. Absolutely a blast for sure.
Collect.
Oops. Let me get that name. So much fun. I love your roleplay. Of course. Oh, thank you, Daniel Lance. 34 months. Oh,
Nice.
Wow.
a
Nice.
hero. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Excellent. Let me move OBS over here. Lots of stuff uncovered for a lot of different people. We got Ashavar with some of the exciting Dreamscape stuff. for Ashavar's story. Yay! We've got some stuff on the horizon for Cassius and Grundy. Cassius, I love your stuff because, like, I love the dynamic with the brothers and the two big forces in the world right now, and being sort of stuck in the middle of that.
Are you the middle child as well? Like, is that?
Yeah, he is. His brother that's the oldest is with the UAF, and his younger brother is a pirate. So yeah, it's a lot of tension during family gatherings if we have them.
Here's some stuff it ties in with things that you've already experienced with the two sides, and I cannot wait to bring. We got other stuff cooking, but I can't wait to hit back on that. Oh yeah. We even have some Grundy stuff for him, which I'm really excited because Grundy's a little aloof in the world with backstory and things since Grundy's been sharing a little bit here and there. We'll have some fun stuff, I think. And Breelith too. Some more life choices for Breelith coming up. Sorry, Breelith. Yay, your favorite. And of course, all the goodies with kind of Zia and some of the overarching stuff. I can't wait. It's so many things are tying in this episode that I can't wait to, for y'all to pursue. So I'm thrilled. For people that are here and don't want to hear me gush anymore, my apologies. I'll bring up our schedule. If you had fun, please consider giving us a follow. You can stay alerted to all of our content. We got a lot of D&D across the week. And some mini painting action on Thursdays, and yeah, that's all our good stuff. Tonight, you've been watching An Extremis, our Saturday night D&D campaign, Sky Pirate D&D campaign, nonetheless. So tune in. Hopefully, at the very least, we'll catch you next Saturday. You can see what comes next.
Hit the little bell icon so you'll get notifications.
Yay!
Nice. Make it happen. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us. Super appreciate you viewers and the fun and chat that you give us. We're going to go raid one of our players in a different campaign, Nimbly, and give a Caw Madbird raid. And it's for a little hype and support there. Okay, we'll catch you all soon, hopefully. Have a great night, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.